Pasha Paro, YNet7. Thank you for tuning the replay. All right, so today's Monday, March 1st, 2021. All right, so we have like a lot of smiley faces today, a lot of good green activity. Talks of the market rebounding, and I remember last Monday where we had maybe not as strong but similar greenness, and then it went right back into collapse. Excuse me, I ain't gonna say collapse, but we followed up last Monday with several red days too. I mean, the market did. And so the repositioning, at least that I've done, right? Big board P.E.P for my peeps. Thank you for tuning. Greatly reduced a lot, if not eliminated a lot, so you already know where I told you guys. I sold off most of everything. I got a good bit of EVOL, and I got some Vion, right? EVOL gave us a good 20 cent a day move, so that was pretty nice. All right. What I want to advise everybody is to just, look at your positions today, see where you're at, but definitely pay attention tomorrow. I'm personally, like I said, I'm observing. So, the one day is like, okay, because but let's see what's going to happen tomorrow. And then maybe the day after that before, I may not even anytime soon go back into the long-term multiple plays just because there's too much stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like every time I get ready to get comfortable, something else I noticed, like the federal payments. Last week it was the federal payments didn't go through and shut down. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, I just really I be caught. Well, I'm a Virgo, so we're naturally cautious, but I'm cautious because the thing is, what effect does that have on the market? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna be everything all good, and then tomorrow something? At the end of the day, like by the end of the week, does it actually have an effect? Who knows? Like, obviously, everybody's kind of life went on, right? But how do you know that one day, that one moment, that something like that's not going to happen, and then you have a spiraling down effect because of that? So, it's been one thing after another like that ever since the glitches and the freezing of the brokers and stuff. So anyway, that's my perspective of the whole thing. Last Monday was green for everybody too. Everybody was happy, and then by Tuesday evening, they were talking market crash again. So let's just keep our eyes open and be aware of what's going on and just observe. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. I've pulled out a lot, and I'm just sitting back. I got a little bit in on a couple things, and other than that, I'm just kind of watching right now. You know what I'm saying? So what caught my interest today, and I was really interested in what's going on. You guys remember MACK, right? MACK Pharmaceuticals. We talked about that. We did pretty good on that during a nice upswing you had earlier a few months ago. And if you look, it's got a nice little gradual. It's still on a gradual upswing with some pretty mountainous terrain there, but it moved 70 cents today, and I didn't really have any news on it. So it's in based on where it's at right now. This is kind of like, the odd part is this is actually where it wants to get back to, like it's natural where it wants to get back to naturally, this line. But then it's also got a good foundation here. So it's kind of like, however, it's currently at 721. So that's about a 70 cent drop. That's about what it give or take, plus or minus. That's about the move that it made today upward. So it could technically lose all of that tomorrow, but at the same time, it could. Well, I mean, anything's possible like that. But what I'm getting at is not to say that it doesn't have any support here, but this is where it might want to get back to really soon. But at the same time, it's in a position now. The bottom of this box is from here to here is great support, conducive for upward lift. You know what I mean? So it could go another 70 cent tomorrow to 804. Well, I guess that would be 80 cent. You know what I mean? But you got a good upward lift zone here. The question is, what is tomorrow going to bring, and do you want to get involved with that play? It shouldn't go any lower than 662 in the next few hours, so to speak. But you never know. All right? So what I do want to get you guys in touch with is FRSX had a monster day today. Monster mash. All right. So it went up $2.27. I think it's dropped a little bit in the aftermarket, but it did go up $2.27 during regular hours. And that was partly because of this news here, which is they had the global trials with the iNet, and they were successful. Had like a 95% completion or success rate. We could actually check out. The article on it real quick for you guys. So you see here, per Investor Place, they gave some detail on it. This is the part that really talks about here. Today, the company got another big boost. Foresight shared that its subsidiary, iNet Mobile, successfully completed a trial. So what was the trial? According to the company, the solution at hand was iNet Protect, a cellular-based accident prevention product. Specifically, iNet Mobile was testing the solution for the Intelligent Transport System division of a multi-billion-dollar Japanese vehicle manufacturer. Foresight did not name the manufacturer. They're still keeping this on the hush hush who this group is, but basically, essentially, Foresight and iNet want to protect vehicles from oncoming collisions. To do this, they stream trial results in real time from Israel to Japan. If everything goes well, the solution could be integrated into a smart city project, and thus far, things are looking good. iNet Protect had a 95.4% success rate in test scenarios. Plus, Foresight says that all users were alerted on time, which counts as 2.4 seconds before reaching the intersection. The solution was also operable 100% of the time during test. So, very well done, Foresight. All right, and I don't know about you guys, but like I said in the video before, I'm thinking it's Toyota. Did an article on why I thought it was Toyota. Did a video on why I thought it was Toyota. Let me know who you think it is in the comments below. Japanese multi-billion-dollar automobile maker partner with Foresight, potentially smart city. See what I'm saying? So we talked about that when we ran down pros and cons Foresight on that breakdown months ago, or weeks, maybe months, definitely was weeks ago. So what we got going on here though is these are the same boxes. I just slid them over, extended them out, and I thought it was pretty interesting how even with the news, they're still following the same pattern. So this is where we were here. This is not where it wants to go this time. This is actually like the bottom support line, if you want to call it such, if you want to give it that like title. And then this is like where you can grow to, like where it wants to get to. And then this is questionable up here and then we're off the map there. So, but I looked at how it jumped to here, right, which is intersection of my boxes, and then it came down almost to the bottom box, and then it spent some time right here at this box, and even when it shot up, it shot to this one, then to that one, back to this one, back up, and then we finished right around here. You see what I'm saying? So based on this news, it could go two ways. Either people are going to sell off their profits tomorrow and it's going to come back down, or more people are going to hear about this that didn't catch on today, because if you look at the volume towards the end of the day was increasing. I mean, it had that nice spurt, but it had a nice spurt here. Like, that was huge. But pretty much for the rest of the day, the volume was higher from here to here than it's been all the day before. Well, the today prior to that point. So potentially this volume could continue to pick up and increase tomorrow. People catching in late on the news. The average volume was 7.797 million, and today's volume was 25 million. So over 4 times the volume. Well, over 3 times the volume than the average day. So, and as you can see, much of that came from 2-3 o'clock to close. So that's foresight. I think that's promising. A couple more announcements like that, and it'll be back on the right track. Not to say that it's not, but it'll definitely another situation. I think they're getting closer to. Well, of course, they're getting closer to releasing who this automobile maker is, because and once that news come out, I mean, it's gonna be a good day. So this is something where, because of this long stretch of downslope, we got out, and we got back in. And we're only holding something like 75, 100 shares, something light, because I'm not sold on the current conditions, current activity of the market, so to speak. You know what I mean? Last Monday was great too, right? So we're gonna see what it do, and we'll go from there. Now, one more for the day. Let's see here. Move this up here. Or I can move that down. All right. So let's take a look at EVOL, because that was a nice little move, even though it wasn't nothing like $2, but it still was a good 20 cent. A 20 cent move on the day from EVOL. And you guys, if you're not sure who Evolving Systems is, go check the video breakdown. They're basically they're a big player in the SIM card and eSIM market, and that's just it's gonna get ready to explode. Between Vion, which is actually down a penny today, but like I told you, Vion is cool because it's a slow moving scenario. Like, I don't expect any thrust from Vion, especially on the downward side. I think one day some big things is gonna happen for it, and it's gonna have a volcanic uprising. But I don't. Other than that, it's a slow moving stock, which is good because it gives you time to react in situations. But when it pops, it's gonna pop and it's gonna be big. And I think that's gonna have a lot to do with, well, like we talked about in that video, in that breakdown, the area there, west of Russia and China, east of Europe, and part of Africa, when they really start to explode, which is going to be as we transition in here into 5G. They're transitioning because it's getting cheaper and affordable now. That market's going to transition into 4G, and I'm telling you, it's going to be this combination of Evolve and Beyond. It's going to be great if you can weather the storm between now and then. If there is a storm, it might just be all green days from now on. Who knows? But what I'm getting at is Evolve jumped 20 cent. That was 7.12%. So that's a really nice move. And if you look at where it's at in the channel, we've been talking about this channel for a while now, and it's nicely tucked in the channel right here, right? Okay, so let's see here. And the cool part is if we go and look at, based on the channel, the second, right, which is tomorrow, and then we got the third. So we could be looking at a low of 357 to a high of 462 based on that angle. All right. So that's pretty. I mean, there was a lot of activity today, a lot of stuff you could talk about. I mean, you got some small stuff like Sins moved 5%. Trixie was up and then it collapsed. It broke even for the day. Those are weird moments. And same thing with Sint, SINT. It was up, then it collapsed, broke even for the day. So go figure that. But then you had Sins at 5 cents plus, and they may be doing some different stuff in the aftermarket. Dare was up 12 cents. Torch Energy was up 6 cents. But yeah, that's your big ones right there. Foresight, so, and Evolve, and that's what I was really focused on, because Evolve and Vion are really what my main attention is on right now for the long term. Of course, you still got your TMDI, like I said, Sins, Trexie, TNXP, but I'm not actually jumping back in them yet because, like I said, the market's doing weird stuff. So I don't want to be, I'd rather just have one or two that I'm primarily focused on and just wait. You know what I mean? Like I said, we can afford to wait. Let's just wait it out. See what happens from there. So this is it. Thank you for tuning. The replay, gonna keep it short today. Pasha Pyro, Y-Net7, Big Boy Pep for my peeps. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's see what happens tomorrow. All right, because the market's gotta prove itself. We had everybody had a nice green day, but all these greens haven't even touched to what they done lost in the last week. So this could be a good time to buy in, but we got to make sure that it's on its way up and it's not just a pump fake. You know what I'm saying? Because then you'll buy in today and it drops down tomorrow, or it looks good, or go flat tomorrow and drop Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, more red days, and then you'll be upset. So let's see what it do. If you can wait. If you in, then you in for the ride. Other than that, peace.